Y'all, how happy are we that January is over? My gosh, goodbye, January. Hello, February. February is the month of love. And you know what can keep your love alive in and out of the bedroom? It's Via. You can keep that Valentine's Day energy going and elevate your passion using the natural power of cannabis with Via. Via has developed a unique blend of pleasure enhancing cannabinoids, libido strengthening herbs, and a medium dose of THC all into one mind blowing gummy called High Love. We're talking about pairing those aphrodisiac herbs with a mild amount of THC. Their best selling High Love gummy will awaken your senses, increase blood flow, if you know what I'm saying, and intensify any sexual experience. Trusted by over 500,000 customers, Via is well renowned for their award winning THC and TH free gummies, THCA flowers, soothing tropicals, and calming drops, all crafted with the highest quality hemp sourced from trusted, independently owned American farms. And the best part, Via legally ships to nearly all states in the United States in discreet packaging directly to your door with a worry-free guarantee. No medical card required. So if you're over 21, treat yourself to 15% off. And if you're new to Via, get a free gift of your choice with our exclusive code PINKSHADE at viahemp.com. I'm going to spell this to you. VIIAHEMP.com. Okay. Again, VIIAHEMP.com. That's viahemp.com and use code PINKSHADE to get 15% off. And if you're new, you'll get a gift of your choice. Do it. Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's the weekend. It's Mary Payne here with Amye Archer, Little Miss Recap. This is the episode we call Hey Bunky.
Hey Bunky.
Hey Bunky.
Going out to all you prisoners out there.
This is going to be a video episode, so if you want to see us barely awake and for me, the clothes I slept in, go for it.
I didn't sleep in these clothes, but it looks like I did. So
yeah.
But as I told Mary Payne, I don't care. I'm married.
Right. Nobody's coming after these two hot ladies.
That's a little running joke that Timmy and I have. Like, you know, he'll be like, "Oh, do I have to shower before we go out to eat?" I'm married. So apparently it's okay. Like if you just don't groom yourself at all.
Oh,
because you're married. Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody cares.
That does, in fact, make sense. Yeah, we have a lot of those conversations around here.
Yeah.
I usually like to have my little lamp over here on, but the bulb went out, and you know what? Just too lazy to go get another one, but I will. Oh,
I have
look
my
at
little
that.
sign.
Yeah.
I think, like, Jesus is speaking to me through my window here.
I think so.
I don't know what this thing is called in the sky, this bright orange thing, but it's happening today in Northeast Pennsylvania. It has not happened in about 10 days.
Oh, go outside and just like put your face in it like Natalie on that hypnotherapy. Just turn your face to the sun and soak it up.
Get some vitamin D.
Yeah, Natalie needs some vitamin D, the other kind. So I don't have too much to report. Tomorrow is my husband's birthday. The three of us are going out to dinner.
Oh, so he's a Aquarius?
I guess. I don't know.
So is Timmy. Timmy's birthday is February 17th.
Ah,
look at that.
February 8th. And yeah, so we're just three of us are going out to dinner and that's it because John's not here. And I invited his, his friends of choice that we could go to dinner with, but they're going to be out of town. And then I was like, well, let's just go out on Sunday. Oh, great. We're going to go out on Sunday. We totally made plans for Sunday. And then Dave's like, you do know Sunday's the Super Bowl. I was like,
the Eagles have to win the Super Bowl. Listen, here, two things are going to happen on Sunday. The Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And Travis Kelce's going to propose to Taylor Swift on the 50-yard line during halftime.
Okay. One of those things might happen. It definitely won't be the second one.
And then a new artist who I've just been introduced to named Kendrick Lamar is going to perform, apparently.
Okay. Well, he has won. He won like...
He won a Pulitzer.
A Pulitzer for his lyrics. Yeah, his lyrics are incredible. And
I had a very embarrassing episode on my podcast last week where both Amanda and I had no idea. We heard of him, but we had no idea who he was or what he did.
Yeah, I know Anna has been to see him.
Yeah.
I don't know if John has, but Anne
Well,
has definitely been out to see him. Yeah.
I've been introduced,
Yeah.
and he's hot, and he's a real good writer. So I
He's an
was missing
incredible
out.
writer.
Hmm.
Yeah, he did the whole you should like look up if you want to like deep dive into something that would entertain you is all the diss tracks he did about Drake.
Well, there's like a video, I forget which celebrity it is, who they had their son explain
Mm,
the whole war between
yeah.
these two. The
Hmm.
monkeys will know who I'm talking about. It I want to say it's like it's not Bob Saget because he's dead, R.I.P. But
Uh-huh.
it's maybe Tom Hanks. Maybe his son explained everything to him.
Okay.
There's a TikTok with this kid explaining everything to their celebrity father of the war between the two gentlemen
I'd like to
and
see
what went
that.
down.
A
Yes.
recap is good because
Yes.
sometimes I listen to the Smith sisters on Radio
Hmm.
Andy, and when it was really going on, they were talking about it. It was hilarious.
Hmm.
So I do like to get and sometimes I would listen to Kiki Monique, the Talk of Shame. Sometimes she would talk about it. This is
Mm.
where I got to get my news in my little bites because
Okay.
actual news will send me into a spiral that I will never come out of.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I am in my life at this
Hmm.
moment. Yeah, I had a full breakdown. Keisha and I talked about it. I think we talked about it on the stuff that we're doing for Love is Blind. I got mad about the pantry, but I wasn't mad about the pantry. I
Mm.
mean, I was,
Hmm.
in fact, mad
Hmm.
about the pantry, but I
Hmm.
was mad about the state of the world. So, yeah, that's going on. So there's that.
Do you have a nice bathtub in your house that you could take to your bath
We
when
do
you're
know
upset?
LOL in my bath remodel. We took the bathtub out because we
That's
hate it.
right. I
Hate it.
remember that. Yeah.
Now, yeah, we have two other bathtubs in this house. There's a bathtub in John's bathroom, and then there's a bathtub in our basement, in the basement bathroom.
Because you're a lady of a certain age. You need to take to the tub sometimes. That's what I do.
I
I
had
might be buried in my bathtub. I'm starting to rethink my plan of being cremated and thrown onto a whale. I think now I might want to be buried in my bathtub.
well, here's the thing. You're a bath person or you're not. Like my sister
I
is
agree.
a bath person, and my other
Mm,
sister also just took the giant tub out of her bathroom as well.
okay. All right.
So you
Was it
are or you're
Taft?
not.
Was it President Taft that they had to get him out of his bathtub? He got stuck in there.
Why
Wasn't
would you?
there?
You know, I don't know anything about
Wasn't
history.
there a story? But the bunkies will know. Again, the bunkies will know.
Why? Because he was so huge, he got wedged in?
Yeah, and like tubs were just not made for people of size at that point.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And so he had like a little bitty tub, and I
Uh-huh.
think he got stuck in it and they had to get him out of there. And that's always my biggest fear. That I'm
But
gonna get stuck in my tub and fire department's gonna have to come.
yeah, I don't think you're at that point, Amy, but I that's silly. But also with him being so large in a bit little tub, how much water was in there? It sounds like he was taking up all the space.
I have no idea. I have no idea. This has been American history with Amy and Mary Payne.
Yeah, and it ends
Mhm.
with we have no idea.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very much.
I did get a
Mhm.
minor in history, but means nothing.
Okay. All right.
All that information has been pushed right out for reality TV knowledge. Oh,
But I
Lord.
think I can use my tub as a coffin. Like you
Oh.
could just smush my body down there, put the dirt on top of it, maybe
Mhm.
grow something. I could be like a living planter. Just my corpse will be rotting at the bottom of the tub.
Yeah, I think that would be a problem because dogs will be, hitting
This is
on their
dark.
bathtub
This is
all over.
dark. Okay,
Yeah.
we're done.
Mhm,
Let's move
mhm.
on.
I think you can make it a living planter and spread your ashes in the planter. Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
think your actual rotting body needs to be in the planter.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you.
Spread my ashes in the planter of the tub. And then, I'm not one of these people who's like saying to my husband, you just go on and be happy once I'm dead. No,
Oh, no,
he's
I'm
got to
not.
carry me around with him. I
Mhm.
want the ashes around his neck.
Yeah, I've
Yes.
I've said
Hmm.
that a million
Hmm.
times. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need you to be happy with somebody else.
No.
You're barely happy with me. Come on now.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the state of all of our shows this month? Because we're getting a lot.
I'm
We're getting Yellow
overwhelmed.
Jackets. We're getting
Mhm.
Love is Blind. We're getting The Baldwins, which I'm not watching.
White
We're getting the
Lotus.
new 90 Day. We're getting
White
like just
Lotus.
White Lotus. So
Mhm.
much stuff. So many documentaries. We're getting Gabby Petito. We have the new OJ.
The OJ I
We,
need to watch, that's on my list, but the problem is if I'm like, "Okay, I've got, like, an hour and I could watch
mhm,
something just for myself,"
mhm,
I'm so distracted. I'm just,
mm.
like, on
Are
my
you playing Match Factory?
No, I'm not. I'm Sneaky Sasquatch. I know you told me
Okay.
about
Okay.
Match Factory, and it's on my list of. It's on a piece of paper downstairs with all
Okay.
the things I need.
Okay.
Um, no, but and then I get distracted, so I'm not watching it, and
I understand.
I need to focus. Now, pretty much feel like I'm an OJ expert, and I don't need to
Mm-hmm.
know anything else,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll watch it anyway.
Well, I was talking with Ryan Bailey this week, and he has already seen it, and he told me there is something of interest you might want to see.
Okay, well, I'm
I
gonna
said,
watch
okay.
it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm going to. I've got because I got the 3 episodes of Love Is Blind done already, and 3
Mm-hmm.
more to go next week. But I've watched all 6.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's going to be a good season, guys.
when I tell you guys, when that shit drops on February 14th, you need to get to your Netflix, watch it right away.
And then
And
watch one episode, come over and listen to Mary Payne cover it, then watch
yes,
another, then come over and listen. You can do
yep,
it like that.
yeah. And the problem is that after I watched 3 and took the notes, I zipped through 4, 5, 6, just
Mm-hmm.
watching it because I couldn't. I had to know what happened.
I know. I know.
And that was a problem because then when I was doing the recap, I was like, you'll see later. You know, and that's
Yes.
bad.
Yes.
And that's why I don't usually do it like that. But I had to. I had to know what was going to happen. It's that good. It's that good.
Well, what I do is, and this is, inside baseball, no one really cares, but I watch 1 through 6 real quick, like on 2.0. And then, so I know who the couples are going to the
Okay.
thing. Then I go back, I watch
Mhm.
them backwards, and I trace their stories, how they got there.
Okay. Well, that takes a lot
It's
of work.
insanity. It's insanity.
Yeah. I just watch it all once through, like before bed. And then the next day, I will watch it once through doing the notes.
Yeah.
Especially when you're at the beginning of a show like this, when there are no lie, this is not an exaggeration, 32 cast members.
Yeah.
But, Keisha right away was like, I bet after the 3rd episode, we won't see any new people. I go, there's 32 people. They have to introduce new couples or whatever, but they didn't.
No, and I will tell you, it's not a very diverse cast.
Well, that's what Keisha was like. There's a lot of salt, not a lot of pepper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
And maybe that's
good.
how it is in Minneapolis. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. But it's good. Everybody, I highly recommend watching it, listening to the recaps over on Pink Shade Prime with Keisha. We had a great time doing it. And
are you going to brag to the bunkies about what happened to you on Instagram? Because you had something big happen on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. So I took to the gram last night while I was watching Last Resort, taking the notes for today. I'd already watched it, but I was doing it for the notes. And I posted the picture of Florian when Josh is saying, I've never done anything wrong. I have nothing to apologize for at all. And Florian literally goes, oh, look at this angel boy. Oh, he's so perfect. How wonderful.
Oh, look at this angel boy. So perfect. So perfect.
And I screenshot that with his giant blinding teeth and said, Florian is a comedic genius and I won't hear otherwise. And you know what he posted? Within 4 minutes, he posted the little smiley face with the hearts all over it.
He didn't post it.
He replied.
Replied to you in a private. You're in his DMs.
Yeah, I'm in his DMs.
Florian slid into your DMs.
If Stacy sees it, she's going to be like, who's this bitch? Who's this bitch? She's sending hearts too.
Oh, yeah. Mary Payne, you've arrived.
Me and Florian, that's it. Oh, and besides that, also, my Instagram got hacked and somebody made a new one.
Saw that.
Yeah. So Matt said that means I'm famous. I think it means somebody's desperate. So they posted a picture of me that's literally from 2 years ago okay. So I don't even know where that picture came from actually. And that picture of me, then the little circle at the top, which would be like your logo or whatever.
Right.
Is some grandpa and 2 kids. I don't know who those people are. It's not my family.
It's somebody's family.
And then when you click the story, it's a picture of my friend Mary from a party at my house. I was like, all right, Mary, at least you made it over to the hack.
So my friend and now your friend, Ace Fanning.
Yes.
He was on Instagram the other day showing that his old Facebook got hacked. And he's like, I'm letting it go because I kind of want to see what life I have here. And he was like showing everybody what this person had, like a whole new career for him, a whole new family. He's like, we're just going to ride this out, see what it looks like.
That's so funny. So if anybody sees this, it says like Mary Raki Payne, Mary Reiki Payne,
Mm, mm.
220. If you see that, it ain't me.
Yeah.
Please report it as
Yeah.
impersonating someone you know. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I've done that. Matt said it could take up to a week. So there's that. And, it was interesting when that happened to my son. Somebody took
Mhm.
over his actual Instagram.
Yeah, that's scary.
And it was like, you have to give us like $700 to get it back. And John like sent him $50.
No.
I was like, what are you doing?
No. You
Aren't you
just
the
call their bluff and say, fuck you, I'm starting a new one.
aren't you the generation that's supposed to know about this stuff? I was like,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
elder, am telling you not to do that.
Mm-hmm. My mother would have done that. She would have given them her social security number and $700.
I went into the Social Security website this morning to just
Mm.
make sure everything was still there
Um,
and printed it out. Yeah.
are you ready to go to the resort? I
I
almost
am.
called it the Manor, Mary Payne.
Mm.
How dare I
Well,
besmirch MILF Manor in
I
that
have
one?
been calling it Therapy Island, but
Mhm.
because they're not on an island, it doesn't really fit. But I'm still going to call it Therapy
But
Island.
Real Therapy Island is coming back
What's
with
that?
Mark K.H. Wahlberg.
Oh, Temptation Island sure
Mhm.
is.
Now, that's whenever you say Therapy Island, that's what I think of.
I need to ask him. And I'm going to
Yeah,
writing it
please
down
ask him how it's dropping.
because if it drops like 6 at once, I'm going to revolt. But I wonder if they'll
Because
drop
it's
like
moving to Netflix, guys. That's why
yeah,
I'm thinking.
yeah, because it's moving to Netflix. Okay, so let's get into 90 Day, The Last Resort, Season 2, Episode 10, Lasting Effects. Okay, lasting effects. So Julia has
Can I interrupt you before you start?
sure,
I felt like this episode wasn't great,
it
and I
wasn't.
don't have high hopes for the rest of the season. Are you feeling the same way?
No, because I can't think that way.
Well, once Darcy comes, maybe it'll get real good.
Yeah, I can't think that way. I can't think like, oh my God, we've got a whole nother month and a half of this because then I'll just start hate watching and being real awful
I
about the whole.
understand.
And I like to be joyous about my shows.
But this episode was not great.
No, it wasn't.
Okay,
It
we'll
wasn't.
make it fun though. Let's go.
So, Julia has just admitted that she cheated, but she said she and Brandon were in a long distance relationship and they had only met a few times and she didn't know if he was ever coming back.
Mm.
It was 5 years ago. So when you hear it that way, you're like, okay, was it really cheating? Did they say they were in a committed relationship or was it just sort of like, so unclear, right?
Unclear.
When she's explaining it, you're like, why'd you even fucking tell him?
Well, so on Between the Sheets, Brandon and Rob are sitting together, and Brandon says, we were engaged. We had already filed for the K1 visa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he is disputing Julia's account of it being, we were just dating or whatever. He's like, no. And Rob goes, ugh, yeah, she should have taken that one to the grave.
But engaged meaning like, let's file for the K1 visa and see how it goes and then we'll get engaged. Or had he gotten on a knee, given her a ring, they'd met the whole family. I think I
believe he proposed to her already. But I will tell you something, and this is going to make you want to throw your microphone across the room when I tell you.
Okay, what?
Ari and Stacy are sitting together, and Ari goes, yeah, he's being selfish bringing this up. Like, why is she digging up the past? Wait, Ari says, why is Julia digging up the past? Just let sleeping dogs lie. What?
Oh.
What?
Well,
Ari's whole storyline has been trying to find out who Benny cheated on her in 1997 or on her with in 1997 for 3 weeks.
Disagree. Disagree about Ari. Listen, I'm not an Ari apologist, but I think she has been through so much shit with this guy. And she did go to Therapy Island thinking it was literally the last resort, last hope. But
yeah,
she's got to let it go.
Okay.
Just give me my passwords. So she said about Brandon, at that time, she didn't know it would be serious, that she would move there, that they would get married, that it would go as far as it did. So in my mind, she doesn't. In my mind, at the time, she didn't think of it as cheating. But now, sometimes with reflection, she's like, you know what? He would think it was cheating. So it has been eating her alive.
Well, it sounds too like it's been something they've been talking about. And you and I talked about this. Like it's something, some sticking point in their marriage that they've gone over
Yeah.
several times. And
Mhm.
she's like, I'm just coming clean with it. I'm done.
In the talking head, Brandon's like, this is the worst thing she could do to me. Like, it's the one thing I can't abide by is cheating. And it physically hurts me to think about it. So I've been there. I know how that feels, Brandon.
He
It's
wishes
terrible.
that he says on Between the Sheets, I wish she let me die in a fool's paradise.
Yeah, everybody wishes she would not have told this.
And I'm like, can I get into a fool's paradise, involving my daughters? Like, just
Mhm.
turn a blind eye to everything that's going on in their lives?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with the news. It feels good.
Okay, all right.
Just
We're
just
here in the fool's paradise together.
yeah, just bury your head in the sand and keep working and hoping
Okay,
for a beach house. I mean, that's
there
what
we
I'm
go.
doing anyway.
Yep, just keep putting it away.
Yeah, found a perfect one, by the way.
Mm,
Perfect.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Literally dream location,
$2
dream
million.
everything. 2.35.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
Pink Shade LLC, I mean, just.
that's about 2 million more than we can afford. So
Okay, gotcha.
everybody buy your Hello Lash and use code PinkShade20. That's going to get me there. All right. So by the way, this morning, Anna's like, your eyelashes are crazy. They're so long. I was like, I know. And I said to her,
Ah,
I go, PinkShade20, use the code. She's like, girl, just give it to me for free.
uh,
Um,
stop asking me for freebies.
yeah, no, everybody's got
Mhm.
to buy it.
I gave you your life.
Yeah. By the way, I offered Amy free Hello Lash and she didn't want us. So.
Yeah. I'm married.
Exactly. I'm married. What do I care? Um, y'all, how happy are we that January is over? My gosh. Goodbye, January. Hello, February. February is the month of love. And you know what can keep your love alive in and out of the bedroom? It's Via. You can keep that Valentine's Day energy going and elevate your passion using the natural power of cannabis with Via. Via has developed a unique blend of pleasure enhancing cannabinoids, libido strengthening herbs, and a medium dose of THC all into one mind blowing gummy called High Love. We're talking about pairing those aphrodisiac herbs with a mild amount of THC. Their best selling High Love gummy will awaken your senses, increase blood flow, if you know what I'm saying, and intensify any sexual experience. Trusted by over 500,000 customers, Via is well renowned for their award winning THC and TH free gummies, THCA flowers, soothing tropicals, and calming drops, all crafted with the highest quality hemp sourced from trusted, independently owned American farms. And the best part, Via legally ships to nearly all states in the United States in discreet packaging directly to your door with a worry-free guarantee. No medical card required. So if you're over 21, treat yourself to 15% off. And if you're new to Via, get a free gift of your choice with our exclusive code PINKSHADE at viahemp.com. I'm going to spell this to you. VIIAHEMP.com. Okay. Again, VIIAHEMP.com. That's viahemp.com and use code PINKSHADE to get 15% off. And if you're new, you'll get a gift of your choice. Do it. Today's podcast is sponsored by Roe. Do you want the fastest working GLP-1s for half the list price? Yes, Roe has got you. Roe is now offering FDA approved weight loss vials for half the list price of those auto injector pens without implying the insurance or the saving cards. Oh, that is such a nightmare, you guys. I've been doing the GLP-1s for about 2 years, and I really wish I would have started with Roe because you don't have to deal with all those insurance cards, all that going to the doctor's office, all that stuff. It is so much easier. And if you're prescribed the GLP-1s, you will lose 15% of your weight on average in a year. The formula from Eli Lilly hits not one, but two hormones to curb hunger and less nausea. That's super important too. If you're prone to nausea like I am, this putting the hormones in that curb the hunger and the nausea is key, in my opinion. Row is weight loss faster, confidence higher, and price cheaper, which to me is win, win, win. You can join the over 385,000 1,000 people who have already chosen Ro to access their GLP-1s. So you can go to ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. Go to ro.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. 15% weight loss is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or with overweight people with a weight-related conditions on 5 milligrams of medication and when paired with diet and exercise. Half the list price when compared to auto-injector pens and when paying cash without applying insurance or saving cards. Go to ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualified. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. So Sarah, should we just dip into Sarah real fast before we get into her hocus pocus?
Sure. So it has come out. I don't want to say where we found this information out, but it has been revealed that Sarah,
it was Reddit,
is trying to give cancer patients horse. What is it? Is it horse tranquilizers?
It's ivermectin. It's what you treat. Ivermectin is what you give your dogs every month for their heartworm medication.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Literally, when you pull out your dog's heartworm medication, it says ivermectin.
So she's suggesting this to cancer patients. And cancer patients, when they say like, no, thank you, I think I'm going to go the chemo route or whatever, which is their business.
Of course.
She's then attacking.
If you want to poison your body and kill yourself in a different way, blah, blah, blah. And if you want to look at what they are telling you, it was some wacky stuff this person posted and said, like, I've known her for a long time. And first of all, she's not a medical doctor in any shape or form. She's at best, she's a hypnotherapist. And she's out there giving medical advice to someone she knew to take heartworm medication for their cancer.
And my whole thing is like, look, she could, so if I, God forbid, I had this diagnosis, if somebody reached out and was like, I know alien urine can cure cancer.
Okay.
I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. Thank you. But I'm not doing that. It would be like the worst thing she did, in my opinion, was the response.
It was the double down. And
right.
You're stupid.
Instead of just being like, okay, I respect your decision. It's your body. It's all, you're part of the machine. You're in the matrix, that kind of situation.
It was wild. It was wild. And so
not a good look.
Anyway, just not doing a lot of research. And by the way, where are James and Reba and the blonde lady, Heidi?
I don't know. Heidi, I think Heidi has been thrown in a van and taken somewhere in that desert. Because
you guys, these three, James, as dramatic as he is, the three of them do seem to be real therapists with good advice.
Yes.
Where did this woman
James is doing the most.
Either James has the best Botox in the world, or he has been drinking the blood of babies, because his skin is silky smooth.
Yeah.
Nothing moves. So, all right, Sarah. Okay, so Sarah asks Julia, how would you do it differently? Like, how did it play out differently in your mind? And she goes, well, I just would have not met up with the guy. And, I wouldn't have told Brandon, but it's continuing to hurt me more and more and more. And Sarah goes, but it's not about how it hurt you. And she goes, I know. And now I've hurt him too. So she's quickly realizing the error of her ways.
Yeah.
So in the talking head, Brandon and Julia are sitting there and he says, why did you tell me after all this time? And she says, because, we're working on the relationship. We're here for therapy. I need to be open. She's really embraced therapy.
Yeah.
And that's great. But
she might be somebody who actually takes this and goes home and is like, I want to keep doing it. Like,
I want to use the tools that I learned.
Yeah.
So Sarah's like, we can address this away from the group.
Yeah.
And they're literally like, we met you yesterday at a sandbox. Who are you?
Where's James? Where's
James? So now we go to Sophie. And she says, mine was a time when I had an argument with Rob in front of a friend of mine. And I brought it, of course, Kay. And I brought up personal things that he had told me. I betrayed his trust. It wasn't my thing to tell. And if I could do it again, I wouldn't relay his personal business. It wasn't my place. And he kind of nods and she goes, and I'm sorry because I can tell that really hurt your feelings. And he says his thing was the first time any girl sent him anything inappropriate when I think it was like COVID lockdown and she was in
Yes.
England and he was in his warehouse apartment. And he was like, the first time anybody sent me anything appropriate, I shouldn't have responded. I'm
Yeah.
sorry I started that up because it changed everything. And I wanted to be the right guy and do the right thing, but I fucked it all up by doing that even the first time.
And in the moment, I believed him.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And the talking head, she says, Rob has apologized so many times with the online cheating, but this time I feel like he really regrets it, and it feels nice. It feels like he's trying. Stacey says she replays a moment where she hurt Florian by saying out loud the first time ever she wanted to get a divorce, and she knows that those words really, really hurt him.
He banged another woman and had it on video and showed it, and it got to you. I do want to go back for 1 second, though, about the online cheating, because
online cheating,
because Natalie, and so they play it for Between the Sheets, and Natalie's sitting there with Jasmine, and Natalie goes, I feel like Sophie did nothing wrong because, or no, she goes, I feel like Rob did nothing wrong because Sophie had an affair with Josh. And Jasmine goes, that is not what happened here.
She's so crazy.
She goes, Sophie was innocent. Josh is the creep. And then Sophie says, we talked about the online cheating, and he just, I think, he's apologized before, but I really felt he was genuine in the moment. But then I found out he's doing other stuff. So this is what we see at the end.
Yeah. So Florian says he wishes he could take back the time that he cheated. And he says, I wish I can do it. I never met her, never happened. I reply.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
I reply, for example, shoulda, coulda. You know what I'm saying, for example. And then we get a flashback of the two of them, Stacey 3 faces ago.
She's like unrecognizable.
She looks incredible.
Yeah.
She looks incredible.
I get people like me get plastic surgery to look like she used to look.
It's just, you guys, we could do a whole episode. It is tragic.
Yeah.
And it is more tragic with Darcy than it is with Stacey.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm sorry. I apologize and I love you. She's like, love you too. Love you. So, Josh, what's your moment? He goes, just really trying to think of a moment, just really digging deep, trying to think of a moment when Natalie was hurt, and
I got nothing.
I coming up blank. I can't think of anything where I wasn't justified. So no, I don't have anything.
So Natalie is watching this back, and she's very surprised. And she says, in the moment, I was very surprised. I thought he would say he's sorry for not wanting to commit to me, for stringing me around for 3 years without any plans, for not putting me in his future plans, for not spending holidays with me, for not showing me his house, for not letting me in his life, for calling me crazy all over the place, for saying he loves me and it's not true. And Jasmine just goes, wow, okay.
For that time he flirted with Chantel at the restaurant?
She goes, he deserves to be kicked in the balls. Jasmine does that. Yeah. Okay.
And Sarah says, so you think you've never done anything to hurt her, even unintentionally? So that's his way. He could be like, okay, unintentionally, maybe I did.
Yeah, she's giving him a ramp in there.
Yeah, and he goes, yeah, no. The only time she was upset recently, no, we could name 6 things she's been upset about in the last day.
Mary Payne, this guy is such a fragile male ego. He's such a douchebag.
And also, you guys, it's fake. They're not a couple.
They're not a couple. He just wants to use her. I think he is breadcrumbing her. I think he is terrorizing her to keep her on the hook. In other words, if this is a business arrangement for him to just be on the show, I think he knows that it is. Yes. I don't know if she knows that it is.
She knows.
I don't know.
She totally knows.
Maybe.
She totally knows. They've got a total business arrangement.
But he is the worst of the worst. And I apologize again that I was attracted to him for 2.5 seconds.
But here's the thing, too. It is a business arrangement. But I think that in this situation, she's getting paid more because she's been on a lot more seasons.
Yeah.
And he's a B character. So he's just like, sure, I can get the $10,000 from Matt Sharp. Who cares?
Yeah.
But she's probably getting $40,000 from Matt Sharp.
Mm.
That's probably how much they're getting for this season, and anything to keep her on one more season. So maybe she gets on the single life. So maybe she gets another 90 Day Fiance. Like, you know what I mean?
How much are we going to pay them when we host Please Break Up?
Well, they're not allowed to come on.
Okay.
They're banned.
They're not even allowed to come in.
No.
Okay.
You guys, if you don't know, Amy and I are doing a new show. It's called 90 Day Fiance. PBU stands for Please Break Up. Ari and
Hosted in
Vinny.
Mary Payne's basement?
No, right here in this office.
Oh, okay.
Can't let this wallpaper go to waste. The couples will come in. We'll explain to them why they need to break up.
Mm-hmm.
Ari and Benny are number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine
Mm-hmm.
and Gino are number 2.
They have to sign something. We have notarized forms there that says they have to break up.
They have to break up.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to sit on this couch and I'm going to explain it to them. We have demanded it as 90 Day podcasters.
Yes, and they're not allowed to leave until they sign those forms.
Yeah, and we need assurance that they're never coming back to our television. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, okay. So, he says, I replay the whole Sophie Vegas thing and still, nope, wouldn't do anything different.
Mm-mm.
And Natalie goes, and Florian's like, Natalie, so lucky. This angel. He's so sensitive, this guy.
Mm.
It was so fucking funny. And Josh goes, yeah, it was harmless. It was harmless. And my only fault was I didn't invite her. But at the time, maybe we weren't even on a level where I would go with her. Maybe.
On Between the Sheets, Josh says, look, here's the deal with Natalie. If I start apologizing for stuff, I'm going to be apologizing till I'm 97. So I don't want to get in the habit of apologizing for every little thing. And Jasmine is watching it and she's just like, it is really hard to watch Natalie. Her self-esteem is so low and she's just wasting her time with this guy.
Yeah.
Jasmine hates Josh.
I also don't think the rest of this cast thinks they're a real couple either.
I agree.
And that's why they're like, we are a real couple and actually here to get therapy, even though they're paying us to be here. We actually want to get something out of this,
Agreed. Mm-hmm.
So in the talking head, Natalie goes, I'm offended as a person and a woman. So Natalie says, okay, so I remember one moment when we fought because he was leaving and I didn't want him to go. I was so mean. And I apologize, but okay. Mm-hmm. So for her to say I was so mean.
Yeah.
What on earth
What
happened if she recognized that she was mean?
Right?
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
So Jasmine says her moment was from a long time ago. It was supposed to be their first Christmas in the United States, and they had an argument, and she ended up going and spending Christmas alone in a hotel room. And she says she was in a lot of pain because it was her first Christmas away from her children and her country. And what she would do different was to let him know how sad and upset she was feeling, and he could help her feel less sad and she could explain it to him in a nice way. And she says, I'm so sorry, Gino, because I've not been the person that you want me to be, and I'm so sorry. And she cries, no tears. And he hugs her, no tears. And she cries and apologizes and says, if we end up together or not, I'm begging you, Gino, please forgive me. I will always love you. And he goes, that's sweet. Go ahead and tell everybody what she said over on Between the Sheets.
So
it's dark.
It's bonkers.
It's dark.
So on Between the Sheets, Jasmine now claims that she was never in a rundown motel at Christmas and that Gino brainwashed her into believing that this happened. And she's sitting with Brandon, and Brandon's like, what?
It's like, he's like, if I was your friend, I would call you and say, run.
And she goes, I went to his family's house and he stayed home to masturbate. And she says she has pics to prove it. And I'm like, pics of him masturbating?
That's what I was like.
On here?
I was like, ooh.
So she shows, and they show us, the viewer, the picture of her with his cousin. And it's, time stamped 12/25/23 or whatever.
Yep.
And Brandon's like, wow, I can't believe he had that much control over you. And now they asked Gino about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was true, you think Gino would be like, what?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about. But Gino says, or if it wasn't true, I mean, but Gino goes, well, she might have ended up at my cousin's, but I have no idea. Then Florian says, everyone think Gino nice guy because he's citizen and he innocent, but Gino not innocent. And then Rob says, everyone
But
wants us.
everyone thinks he's a nice guy because he's a citizen.
That's what I think.
That's what he said. And I was like,
Okay.
I think he means like an upstanding citizen.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And then the rest is about Gino. But here's my question. Do we think that Gino gaslit Jasmine, who is a very intelligent woman? I know gaslighting doesn't have a lot to do with intellect, it's manipulation. But do we think he gaslit her, or do we think she just, like, we know their storyline's fake. We know they're in cahoots with this. Did she just say, I'm going to say this, blah, blah, blah. And then, so it was a lie. And then they filmed between the sheets so much later, and now the arrangement's over. So she's just like trying to explain why she lied about it.
y'all, how happy are we that January is over? My gosh, goodbye, January. Hello, February. February is the month of love. And you know what can keep your love alive in and out of the bedroom? It's Via. You can keep that Valentine's Day energy going and elevate your passion using the natural power of cannabis with Via. Via has developed a unique blend of pleasure enhancing cannabinoids, libido strengthening herbs, and a medium dose of THC all into one mind blowing gummy called High Love. We're talking about pairing those aphrodisiac herbs with a mild amount of THC. Their best selling High Love gummy will awaken your senses, increase blood flow, if you know what I'm saying, and intensify any sexual experience. Trusted by over 500,000 customers, Via is well renowned for their award winning THC and TH free gummies, THCA flower, soothing tropicals, and calming drops, all crafted with the highest quality hemp sourced from trusted, independently owned American farms. And the best part, Via legally ships to nearly all states in the United States in discreet packaging directly to your door with a worry-free guarantee. No medical card required. So if you're over 21, treat yourself to 15% off. And if you're new to Via, get a free gift of your choice with our exclusive code PINKSHADE at viahemp.com. I'm going to spell this to you. VIIAHEMP.com. Okay. Again, VIIAHEMP.com. That's viahemp.com, and use code PINKSHADE to get 15% off. And if you're new, you'll get a gift of your choice. Do it. Today's podcast is sponsored by Ro. Do you want the fastest working GLP-1s for half the list price? Yes, Ro has got you. Ro is now offering FDA-approved weight loss vials for half the list price of those auto-injector pens without implying the insurance or the saving cards. Oh, that is such a nightmare, you guys. I've been doing the GLP-1s for about 2 years, and I really wish I would have started with Ro because you don't have to deal with all those insurance cards, all that going to the doctor's office, all that stuff. It is so much easier. And if you're prescribed the GLP-1s, you will lose 15% of your weight on average in a year. The formula from Eli Lilly hits not one, but two hormones to curb hunger and less nausea. That's super important too. If you're prone to nausea like I am, this putting the hormones in that curb the hunger and the nausea is key, in my opinion. Ro is weight loss faster, confidence higher, and price cheaper, which to me is win, win, win. You can join the over 385,000 people who have already chosen Ro to access their GLP-1s. So you can go to ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. Go to ro.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. 15% weight loss is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or with overweight people with a weight-related conditions on 5 milligrams of medication and when paired with diet and exercise. Half the list price when compared to auto-injector pens and when paying cash without applying insurance or saving cards. Go to ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualified. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. I don't know. I don't know if she just went to the cousins alone and he stayed home to pleasure himself. And then somewhere along the line, when they're fighting, he was like, and even on Christmas, you left me. And she's like, no, I didn't. I'm with your cousins. He's like, you went to a hotel, or she went to a hotel with a guy.
I don't
Again,
know.
contestant number 2 on PBU, Gino
Yeah.
and Jasmine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just find I don't have a lot of supporting evidence that Gino is some master manipulator who could brainwash people.
I don't either, but their
I don't
relationship
think
is
he's
so
capable of
strange.
it. I think he's just he's not the brightest bulb in the pack.
Or he is, and we just don't know.
I don't know. He could be pulling the strings for this whole thing. Who knows?
So Sarah says, okay, well, that was really great. Thank you for crying with no tears, Jasmine. Gino, what's your moment? And he goes, yeah, I do have one. And she goes, okay, so you're going to share it with the group? He goes, yeah, no, I'm not open to sharing it. And Florian goes, say it, Gino. Say it. You're just hurting yourself, Gino. Say it. And Jasmine quietly goes, it will mean a lot to me if you share it, Gino. And he shakes his head, no. And you could hear Florian over going, come on, Gino. Come on, Gino. And Jasmine says the first thing in her mind, because everybody else is talking about cheating, she's like, did you fucking cheat on me? What else could it be? So Sarah says, Gino, keeping it in your mind only hurts you. It doesn't help your partner. And maybe Jasmine needs to hear it. Jasmine goes, yeah, what is it? Now I want to know. I'm an insecure and jealous person, and now I need to know. And Florian, come on, Gino. Come on.
Come on, Gino. So Rob on Between the Sheets brought up a really good point, actually.
Okay.
He said, I kind of see where Gino's coming from here because, yes, the therapists are creating a safe space for us, but he's not safe from Jasmine. And they can't keep him safe from Jasmine. Like, in other words, when they go back to the hotel, there'll be hell to pay.
Okay.
So I thought that was a pretty good point.
Then just come up with your fake story before it's your turn. You had 30 minutes.
Learn how to lie, dude. Come on. And Sarah says on Between the Sheets that Gino keeps secrets. Yeah. And none of them really know him. And it's very concerning. And then Jasmine says, oh, never mind. I have something else. I'll save it. Okay.
Gino says, oh, okay. So one of the times, several times, I got mad at her and said, just go back to Panama. And so that's what I said. And Florian goes, oh, I think he's just making it up. I think he's just making it up. Come on, Gino. So they're all Florian. Just look at him and they're like, that's not what it was. He goes, yeah, so that's, yeah. But I was like, why did you had 30 minutes before it was your turn? Just say it with conviction. I want to say I'm really sorry for that time 2 months ago when we had the fight in the kitchen and I said this, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So Ari says, I don't really know what my thing was because I was going in and out of a dream state. But Ari is very susceptible to hypnotherapy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She's into it. And
She's into this.
And she says, I could only think of something in general, like how I've used negative words to describe Benny. I was like, well, you could just go day one.
All the time.
Every single
time I talk to him.
Day one. Remember, she was like, he's a loser. I mean, she was like, yeah, he's got nothing going on.
I said to you, she's not even just saying he's a loser. She's saying he is a bad person.
She said he's a bad person.
Like that is,
yeah. And maybe he is. And she says, I'm sorry that I've used only negative words to describe Benny. And I'm sorry for that. And all I can do is be aware of it and try not to do it in the future. But he is a bad person. And Benny says, so 5 years ago, I met Ari, but then I also met another girl. And so I didn't stop sending messages to that girl. And it hurt Ari so bad. And I'm thinking like I didn't want to hurt the other girl, but then I hurt Ari. And so I hurt both of them. And she goes, excuse me, what are you talking about? And he goes, yeah, so 5 years ago when you read it in the things. And she goes, no, because that started after me. She says, you met me 3 months after you broke up with your wife. So you were in a relationship with that other girl when you were in the relationship with your ex-wife? And he goes,
and he's kind of like, just stop asking me. I'm sorry. Let's move on.
He goes, and so for that girl, and she goes, no. I'm trying to understand because what you're saying is something really big. And he goes, just accept it. I'm sorry. Like, just who cares? Who cares? We're something like already we stop it. That's it. So very well, like something, if it doesn't, no, just forget it. So just, I'm sorry when I hurt you. That's it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, let's just move on. He just wants to
He
skate over
said,
this.
I literally paused it because the words he says, I'm going to, and I understand English is a second language. I'm not making fun
Yeah.
of that, but
Yeah.
this is what he says. Just who cares? Who cares? We something already, we stop. No, that's it. You know very well, like something, if it doesn't, just forget. Just, I'm sorry for when I hurt you. That's it. Just, I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's just trying to avoid having this guy. She's
Ari is
going
right.
nowhere with him. She's
Ari is
going
right.
nowhere with this.
He is a bad dude.
Yeah.
He is not grown up. He does not want to have a relationship. He has now had 2 babies with 2 different women that have fled from him.
Yeah.
So Ari tells Sarah, she goes, so the problem here is actually he's lying.
Mm.
He's lying about the dates and he's lying about the whole thing. So it's not even an apology. And he goes, oh, so I'm thinking about like talking about for the date, like even tomorrow is yesterday.
Yeah.
No, Benny.
She is never going to get the truth out of this guy.
Never.
He doesn't know how to have difficult conversations.
Nope.
He avoids conflict.
Yep.
You're never going to have a conversation with him. That's true.
And he says, I just want to apologize, okay? And the talking head, she goes, here's the thing. Benny hates looking like a bad guy, so he softens the story. He's making it sound like this happened in the beginning of our relationship, but it wasn't. It was when I was very, very pregnant with our son, and then after I had our son. So it's his way of saying he's sorry for that actual infidelity that happened much, much later. And I don't know, but he's apologizing and trying to protect himself at the same time. So he's trying to say, okay, I'm sorry for the infidelity, but he's trying to make it look like we had just started dating and I was talking to another girl. But she's like, no, motherfucker, we had been together for a year. We were engaged and I was pregnant.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, if you're going to apologize for the shit you did, not maybe I was talking to 2 girls at once.
Nope, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. And she says to Benny, what I want to be clear is when you do give someone an apology and he goes, okay, so she's a detective and she wants to be in the CIA or something and has to be on this particular date. And so I just want to say sorry. Because she just looks at Sarah and Sarah says, a lot of these moments have been challenging to bring up and to own up to. And just starting the process of apologizing and owning up is a start.
No, it's not.
And so that could lead to more expansion. And Ari's like, you're not hearing me, girl. I could lead this therapy session.
If I was a therapist, I would say to both of these people, we need to go back to like ground back to help me. Square
one. Square one. Yeah.
Here's what I want. I want each of you to express how you're feeling without the other person interrupting you. Like that's how basic you have to start with these 2. Like Benny, I just want you to hear her.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything else.
But
I just want you to absorb it. He's not hearing her. They're talking at each other, past each other, and I don't know. Sarah's not equipped to handle this. I'm sorry.
Sarah says, look, all of you should take ownership in your part of things. And if that happens, your relationships will flourish.
Okay,
Sarah, it's not that easy.
I've been in therapy a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Everything she was saying, I was kind of like, that doesn't sound right.
Where's
this
Heidi?
Doesn't feel right.
Where's Heidi?
No, we need the big guns. We need therapist James.
We need Heidi. We need James. I'll even take Reba.
Yeah. Right.
So Brandon and Julia go off to the side and is talking to Ed. He's like, yeah.
He's devastated.
He's like, I kind of wish she would have never told me.
He's walking around like a little boy lost.
Yeah, he is. Although, again, I said this last week, Julia looks really cute in those sunglasses.
She's great.
She's so cute. So her tongue piercing bothers me, but that's a me thing. So he says, this thing was not in my brain. Like literally, he's like, I haven't thought about it. He goes, but now it is. And she goes, but you know, we're here for therapy. We're here for the truth. And he says, if it's beneficial. And she goes, but we toxic, Brandon. We toxic. We got to let the toxic go outside of us, Brandon. And she says, we not have sex. We not talk to each other. We toxic. And he says, the sex thing is on you. So you created the toxicity. Now I take umbrage with that because
I do too.
Yeah, the sex thing is on her if she doesn't want to have sex, but there's a reason.
There's a reason behind it.
It's not just all of a sudden one day she's repulsed by him.
She didn't just wake up asexual. Like there's something going on. And yeah, I agree.
but he's so upset. He's like, you're creating the toxicity with the no sex. And
Mm-mm.
she says, so when she said for my brain just to go into that door, I said, I'm stuck on that door. And he goes, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. He goes, a door, I don't know. So he goes, I don't want to talk. And he walks off and he cries. And we actually see some real tears from Brandon and real tears from Julia. Not fake, Jasmine tears.
And I also think that just because you're not having sex doesn't make your relationship toxic. When I think
No.
of toxic, I think of
Oh, God.
like Ari and Benny.
Ari and Benny.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
Or Jasmine and Gino. Yeah.
like you can't communicate. When you do communicate, you're insulting each other.
Yeah.
Like it's I think Julia, because English is her second language, is using the wrong word there, and I think Brandon is trying to tie it into sex because that's all he's thinking about.
Yeah, I don't think their relationship is toxic. I mean, I think
Mm-mm.
no, they're not bad for each other,
No.
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 So they are not contestants on PBU.
Correct. We don't want to see them there.
So Brandon is putting up his own tent. He's going to sleep in his own tent. And he's like, I just need time, like by myself. I need time to get past this. They all have on their headlamps, which Amy said last week is a staple in their home.
Yes.
Headlamps.
Yes, we have them. Mm-hmm.
I've only got them for my kids for like gag Christmas gifts in their stockings so they could like make forts and climb around,
Well, when you have to go down to the pond and clear out the beaver dam because your pond is backing up in the middle of the night, you need it. The other night, Timmy and I had to go out and pump the septic.
Your life is just something I could not do.
It's smelly, terrible.
No,
yeah,
I can't do anything.
Something happened to our septic and it overflowed and we had to go up there. So it is about 5 degrees. It's about midnight and we're out there pumping out the septic tank.
Yeah. Farm life is not for me, girl. And I know you don't live on a farm. Okay. So Benny's making the fire. He explains, he goes, I do the fire in the circus. So, I mean, Benny's a little bit like Ingrid, producer Ingrid, who can do anything. If Ingrid said to you, yeah, I do fire in the circus, you'd be like, all right.
See, I feel like Amanda's kind of like that. My co-host, anything I say, she'll be like, oh, I took a class in card reading. Oh, I took a class in fire eating. Yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah. She's like that too. She's a joiner and a trier.
When I was talking to Keisha this week, I said, well, I was like joking about all the edits that are going to have to be done on episode 3 for Love is Blind. I go, hey, poor Ingrid. I go, she's just trying to go to Park City. She goes, why is she there? I said, skiing. She's like, of course she's skiing.
You're going to get hurt, girl. Stop it.
No, that's her husband. He tears an Achilles, an ACL, hip.
Okay. I don't even know if I have an ACL. Do I? We all do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I've never seen it or used it.
I tore my MCL. The ACL's on the inside of the knee. The MCL's on the outside of the knee.
Okay. All right.
Somebody is going to write me and say, oh my God, why are you so dumb? That's not right. I'm just saying it in basic things that Amy and I can understand. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Got to get down to basics here.
Talking head. Let's see. Brandon putting us on to, okay. Talking head. This is Natalie. Natalie says, Josh is not really putting an effort into our issues, but hey, he's still here. He hasn't left yet.
Okay.
She just needs basic. He is staying for one evening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, do you think the bang's in that tent? Because today's podcast is sponsored by Ro. Do you want the fastest working GLP-1s for half the list price? Yes, Ro has got you. Ro is now offering FDA-approved weight loss vials for half the list price of those auto-injector pens without implying the insurance or the saving cards. Oh, that is such a nightmare, you guys. I've been doing the GLP-1s for about 2 years, and I really wish I would have started with Ro because you don't have to deal with all those insurance cards, all that, going to the doctor's office, all that stuff. It is so much easier. And if you're prescribed the GLP-1s, you will lose 15% of your weight on average in a year. The formula from Eli Lilly hits not one, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and less nausea. That's super important too. If you're prone to nausea like I am, this putting the hormones in that curb the hunger and the nausea is key, in my opinion. Ro is weight loss faster, confidence higher, and price cheaper, which to me is win-win-win. You can join the over 385,000 1,000 people who have already chosen Ro to access their GLP-1s. So you can go to ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. Go to ro.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. 15% weight loss is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or with overweight people with a weight-related conditions on 5 milligrams of medication and when paired with diet and exercise. Half the list price when compared to auto-injector pens and when paying cash without applying insurance or saving cards. Go to ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualified. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. All right, you guys know I have been on quite a journey with my sad little eyelashes, okay? I need mascara in my life every single day to make me look decent. I've got to be on this camera. Sometimes I've just got to run to the grocery store, and if I don't put on my mascara, I look like I'm ill. And people are going to stop me and wonder if something's wrong with me. Now, you've probably seen Thrive Cosmetics viral tubing mascara. You know, it's the one in the turquoise tube that you see all over your socials. And I've seen it and I've always wanted to try it. Well, they sent me some. Oh my gosh, does it work? It is incredible, you guys. Their formula creates tubes around each eyelash. And then when you're trying to take it off, you literally just get it off with warm water. So you're washing your face, it just comes off. You don't have to add an extra step to try to wipe it off your eyes and then pull half your eyelashes out in the process. I mean, maybe that's just me. But Thrive Cosmetics beauty products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free, which I love. They are made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high performance and trademarked formulas, and uncompromising standards. You guys, you can see why their cosmetics get thousands of 5-star reviews, okay? You guys have got to try this liquid lash extensions mascara. This is my new obsession. I will post about it on my Instagram so you guys can see the before and after of my eyelashes. It is incredible. It lasts all day, no clumping, smudging, flaking, comes right off with warm water. It looks like you went and got fancy extensions, but you don't have to, and you don't have to spend that money. And it has a flake-free tubing formula. I don't even know what that means. It just looks great. So right now, you can go to Thrive Cosmetics. Thrive Cosmetics is luxury beauty that gives back. You can get 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/pinkshade. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/pinkshade for 20% off your first order. Try this mascara and send me a picture and show me what you look like. You're going to love it. I do.
Speaking of banging, they did look very cozy. I don't know if his girlfriend's watching, but speaking of banging, there is this little quick scene on Between the Sheets where Sophie and Julia are talking about Gino and Jasmine. And Julia says Gino has a lot of money in his bank account, and that's why the banging is happening. And then Julia
the banging isn't happening.
Yes. And then at some point, Jasmine says Brandon eats ass and has given Julia the dark kiss.
Yep, she did say that. And
I thought about your visor.
Jasmine, one moment.
You have to tell people who might not be familiar about the visor.
Jasmine says it to Brandon. She says, I know you've given Julia
the dark kiss. Mm-hmm.
Only available at Christmas. You guys, the story of this is when Aaron and I first opened our Pink Shade store. It was when Ingrid kind of came on as producer and was helping us out and opened a Pink Shade store. I placed an order at the store for like stickers and just merch, right?
Yeah.
Just merch.
Fun stuff. Fun stuff.
Because
I wanted lighthearted things.
Yeah, like a blanket or like this pillow over here. I was like, I'm going to order some things for my office and I'm going to see how it comes because I want to see how a listener would receive it. I want to make sure it looked okay when it arrived, right? Yep. So I just placed an order, sent it to my house, and it arrived. I opened it up, like my pillows in there, my stickers. I'm like, great. And it had like the little note that I wanted to have, like, thank you for buying from the store with our logo, all the stuff. And then in the bottom of that box was this. And it is a black visor with white letters, if you're not watching on video, that says I eat ass. Now, obviously, that's not an item that we sell, nor is it branded with like our colors or anything.
No.
It's a black visor with white bold letters. I eat ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, okay, well, Erin, my co-host at the time, she obviously did something to my order and like added that in. How she cut out, it was like my somehow I was like, or Ingrid did it. Like, this is a joke.
You thought it was a joke.
100% thought it was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
So I waited until we were recording
to bring it out.
And I said, this is funny. Like, this is what I received. And it's the funniest shit ever, because not only did neither one of them do that to me, it was just a complete mistake. So, it's something like, we go through Printful and they have the things, and then somebody orders them and it's on demand. They send you whatever you order. But a robot went into the factories, like pulled the things off the shelves and went to somebody else's merch and sent us an I Eat Ass visor.
So there's Mary Payne strolling around in her little caftan on Bald Head Island with an I Eat Ass visor.
No, but I tried, and this was years ago. So I tried to like hide it so that my daughter specifically wouldn't see it, because I knew she would just have a fucking field day with that. And she would probably want to take it to school. But she did eventually find out about it. So every so often she'll come in here and just put it on. But we do sell it in the Pink Shade store.
It's only limited times. Yeah.
Only during the holidays.
Okay. So everybody get one at Christmas.
Yeah. If you really want one, let me know and Ingrid can put it in the store, because it's there. You just have to like add it to the store. But anyway, yeah. So apparently Julia told Jasmine
that she wears the visor. She eats ass. Or he eats ass. I'm sorry.
Brandon has given her the dark kiss. And Brandon's like, what? Oh my God. Oh God, what a sidebar.
Could you imagine, like, you're on a show and like they have the camera on Timmy and he's telling people like some stuff I've done? I'd be like, oh my God, what?
It's okay. So
you just don't expect things that are be under the cloak of darkness to be talked about on national television.
No, but Brandon was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
So Ari and Benny and Josh and Natalie and Gino sit by the fire, and they ask Julia where Brandon is. And she goes, oh, he's making his own tent for the night. And I put this on my Instagram because this was such an office moment. This was like on The Office when somebody says something and they do like a quick zoom in on
the person's face, on the reaction.
But usually it's like, this one was not like Jim looking at the camera.
Right.
This was more like from the side. And I was like, tell me you're not a fan of The Office. This was such a moment. Anyway, I guess it's on my Instagram. So Josh looks at her and goes, yeah, I thought Ari and Benny would have separate tents before you two would. And the camera zooms in on Julia going, and it also looks at Ari and Benny. It looks at Ari and Benny going like, fuck off, dude. Oh God, it was funny. So Brandon and Rob are talking while he's setting up his tent, and he goes, yeah, I just wish she would have never told me. I wish I never knew this.
Men's rights, man. Men's rights, bro.
And he says, we were definitely dating. He says, we had filed the K-1 visa when it happened. We were committed. He doesn't say engaged here.
Okay.
He says, we were dating and committed. And of course, Rob in his talking head says, I get it. It's just like me. Like, you don't know. You're at the government's whim. Like, are they going to approve it or not? I mean, you know, we were waiting on government approval. Like, I had to go online and do online cheating because I get it.
I mean, you put in for the K-1 visa, and I mean, you might not know for like a year. Yeah. I can't keep my dick out of things for a year.
What are you going to do?
It's going to get cold.
Of course you're going to cheat. Duh. Brandon, man up. So they start to make s'mores. Now, they also have potatoes there and corn. Now, they did not offer, from what I could see, tinfoil to wrap the potatoes. They did have...
No, he was... Okay, because somebody was doing the corn in the husk.
But the corn, you're doing it in the husk.
Yeah.
But Now, maybe they did have tinfoil there for the potatoes. What they should have done is pre-wrap the potatoes in tinfoil, because
Yeah.
Natalie puts her potato in the fire, and when I say
It just chars the outside.
she fully has cancer now. She's just eating those carcinogens. She's just
Yeah.
you can't eat things that are that burnt, guys. It will
What she
come
should
back
have
to bite
done
you.
is you chop it up,
Mhm.
you salt and pepper it, and then you put it in a cast iron pan over the fire.
Okay, that's a lot of work. She just decided she didn't want a marsh, a
Mhm.
marsh. And so she's used to having potatoes. She grew up. I go Russia. She's used to having potatoes, so she burns
Well,
it to a
she's in Ukraine, and she said, this is a cultural thing. We eat potatoes all the time over the fire. Not a big deal.
right. But
I don't know.
also, why didn't she peel off the burnt part? Like she could have eaten the potato. She could have like just
Yeah, she should have peeled the skin. Yeah.
yeah. So
I don't know.
anyway, she's just eating a burnt potato, and it's just comedic gold. In the on between the sheets, she's like, "What? Nobody telling me? I got a burnt potato all over my face." It's like, ha ha, there she is. Nobody telling me. I was like,
And
you
they
know
did
what?
this whole thing where they had them make s'mores with the
The
little
s'mores,
fake
yeah,
thing.
on the
Yeah.
on
Yep.
between the sheets,
And
yeah.
there was a whole thing about Jasmine putting ketchup on corn,
Ew.
which, yeah, I
And,
agree.
and
Not great.
then they made everybody try weird food, and I did like how Rob was like, "Is this like 90 Day Fear Factor?"
Yeah.
They had to eat an onion, like
Yeah.
So Rob makes Sophie like a burned marshmallow s'more. He's trying to explain to her that sometimes the burned part is good. And she's like, I gotta say, eating s'mores is disgusting, but a burned potato is grosser.
S'mores are amazing, by the way.
S'mores are amazing. And it has to burn just a smidge, but you got to get it just right. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
So Stacey and Florian sit and talk about the hypnosis.
Mhm.
And she goes, oh my God. I was like conked out. He's like, oh, really? And she's like, yeah, I totally. And you could see her,
Yeah.
And Jasmine approaches and it's like, can I come and sit with you? And he's like, oh, fuck,
Can I just real quick, before Jasmine sits down,
Yes.
Florian tells the camera, I no talk to Jasmine since fight happened. I hope Jasmine come in like grown woman, talk in peace. I no want to fight her. Somebody like come nice, I'm going to be nice, Somebody come bad, I'm going to make fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mary Payne, I'm terrified of Florian making a fucking nightmare
Me too.
on me.
Me too.
Whatever that looks like.
Me too. So Jasmine, oh wait, hold on.
She does come nice. I'm
da,
sorry,
da.
I threw you off. I know.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. So they talk about the hypnosis and she comes and sits down. And this is when he says, I hope she comes in peace. If somebody come nice, I'm nice. Somebody come bad, I'm going to make fucking nightmare.
Fucking nightmare.
Jasmine tells Florian, look, here's what we have in common. We both love Stacey. And I know.
Stacey's like, I know.
Thank you. And Jasmine says, I know indirectly I've caused tension and also directly. And I just want to take accountability for my part and what I've done here. In her talking head, she says, I've realized that I've taken my marriage frustration, my frustration with Gina out on others. And the hypnotherapy showed me that there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. You just recognize it, apologize, and move on. And he says, thank you for apologizing. Like, I have nothing personal. Like, I know Hoochie personal. Like, Gino having fun, my point. Like, I know, to fix these issues, here, but like, you gotta let loose nights sometimes. Like, I know you try to hurt him, but sometimes you think before you talk in your head. You think it's good?
And he's pointing to his brain again, like he always does.
Yeah, you think it's good? You say to him. You think, oh, somebody say to me, I'm going to be bad. No way, you don't say it to him. You know my point? Think before you talk, my point. Now it's time for some Pink Shade Playhouse.
Yep.
And this is when we get Stacey and Florian in the talking head together, discussing when Jasmine came to sit down. Okay.
Let me get my script. I usually ad lib, but I'm gonna try to follow the script here.
Follow the script. Okay, you're Florian. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, I was shocked, but Jasmine came over. She wanted to make amends, and I was just, I just think she's being the bigger person.
Bigger person and nice person.
And make up for all the drama and everything.
All the drama and everything.
And I respect her for that.
And I respect her for that. That I'm going to talk like a doll with her.
A doll?
Like adult, like adult doll.
Oh, okay, adult. Okay. And scene. And scene.
He just repeats her.
He repeats everything she says, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
hilarious. They are
Yeah.
talking over. It is so funny.
Yeah.
So Jasmine says, yeah, I never thought Gino and I would end up like this. And Florian goes, I got you. I'll talk to him. I'm going to talk to him for you. And
Bro code.
I'm not going to say what I'm going to talk to him because that's between the bros, but I will talk to him.
Yeah.
And Jasmine, by the way, 5 stars for Jasmine. She played this shit exactly right.
Yes, she did.
If she's trying to get to Gino, the way to get to Gino is Florian. So you're going to have to make him as a Florian,
Right.
even though you fucking hate him.
The way to get to Gino is through his heart, Florian.
That's right. And Jasmine says, Florian, I feel like you might be my last hope because he's not being honest with me and he's not being honest with the therapist. So maybe he could be open and honest with one person and that would be the first step, meaning you, Florian, not his wife. In the talking head, Jasmine says they've been there for 2 weeks and made no progress. And Florian is the only person he'll listen to. It's crazy. Now, Natalie is eating a burnt potato. She's got burnt potato all over her face. Remember last week? I was like, I don't know what was all over her face. Like, did she stick her face in the fire?
No. This is something that would happen to me.
It's all in
black teeth, black lips, everything.
It is awful. And Sophie says, he does not want her.
Nope.
And then we see Brandon pick up his backpack and go to his tent. And Julia says to Sophie, should I talk to him? Should I leave him alone? And Sophie goes, I think you should give him space. And Brandon.
Why are we listening to Sophie about relationship advice? I have no idea. But
that was my question was these two turn to anybody else.
Yes. Yes.
So Brandon's like, I just want to go to sleep. And he goes, I've never cheated. How is this fair to me? Like, he's like, I could have been banging chicks the whole time. So Stacy and Florian come to the fire. Natalie is eating that burnt potato. It's all over her face and her teeth.
Yes.
And she goes, some people don't even have potato. I'm being respectful.
That's true. She's right.
I have to eat it because
she's right. There's people out there who can't even afford a potato.
That's right. And Jasmine says, Josh, how is it you're the only person who has nothing to apologize for? And he goes, yeah, I don't know. It's more like I don't have like a major thing to say I'm sorry for. And Jasmine goes, it's because you don't see this woman as your partner. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Nailed it. All right. You guys know I have been on quite a journey with my sad little eyelashes. Okay. I need mascara in my life every single day to make me look decent. I've got to be on this camera. Sometimes I've just got to run to the grocery store. And if I don't put on my mascara, I look like I'm ill and people are going to stop me and wonder if something's wrong with me. Now, you've probably seen Thrive Cosmetics viral tubing mascara. You know, it's the one in the turquoise tube that you see all over your socials. And I've seen it and I've always wanted to try it. Well, they sent me some. Oh my gosh, does it work? It is incredible, you guys. Their formula creates tubes around each eyelash. And then when you're trying to take it off, you literally just get it off with warm water. So you're washing your face, it just comes off. You don't have to add an extra step to try to wipe it off your eyes and then pull half your eyelashes out in the process. I mean, maybe that's just me. But Thrive Cosmetics beauty products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free, which I love. They are made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high performance and trademarked formulas, and uncompromising standards. You guys, you can see why their cosmetics get thousands of 5-star reviews. Okay. You guys have got to try this liquid lash extensions mascara. This is my new obsession. I will post about it on my Instagram so you guys can see the before and after of my eyelashes. It is incredible. It lasts all day. No clumping, smudging, flaking. Comes right off with warm water. It looks like you went and got fancy extensions, but you don't have to, and you don't have to spend that money. And it has a flake-free tubing formula. I don't even know what that means. It just looks great. So right now, you can go to Thrive Cosmetics. Thrive Cosmetics is luxury beauty that gives back. You can get 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/pinkshade. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/pinkshade for 20% off your first order. Try this mascara and send me a picture and show me what you look like. You're going to love it. The talking head, Natalie says, I appreciate Jasmine for standing up to me, but it's not needed in this moment. Everyone here is happy, and she's provoking me because she doesn't want to deal with her own problems with her own husband.
Yeah, Natalie is like, we need to let sleeping dogs lie. Natalie.
Natalie
Okay.
is so happy he's being nice to her for those
Yeah.
5
She's like,
minutes.
I just want to keep this rolling. He's
Yeah,
he's actually here.
he's
So I just
here.
want to, yeah.
By the way, when they showed that close up of Brandon grabbing the backpack to walk off, I 100% thought it was Josh taking his backpack and sneaking off to his house
Yeah.
with his girlfriend.
Yep.
But it was Brandon. And Josh says, look, we're trying to work on a committed relationship. We're trying. That's why we're here. And Jasmine goes, look, I'm not telling you what to do, Natalie. I'm here to work on my own shit. But he doesn't look at you as a partner. All you want is to have a family and get married. And when this guy gives you the leftovers, you're like a puppy. You're so desperate.
Ugh.
And when I tell you, Natalie says the best line of the whole episode, she says, okay, so that's fine because I like puppies. Puppies are cute. Can I have my wine? If you're going to insult me, at least I'm going to be drunk. Can I have my wine? If you're going to insult
I
me,
mean,
at least I'm going to be drunk.
Does make it go down a little easier.
Makes it go down a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jasmine says, Natalie, last night at the party, you were so hurt and so pissed because Josh was gone.
Yep.
And Stacey goes, okay, hold on. Hey, Josh, did you love Natalie? And he goes, I've been caring for Natalie our entire relationship. And Stacey goes, okay, it's not what I asked. You care for her, but do you love her? And he says, do you think I would do all these things if I didn't love her? Still not answering. And Natalie says, you know, I'm a sadistic kind of a person. And sometimes I like to make the pain and I like to get it.
Yeah, this was weird. She kind of undermined her entire argument in this 1 minute by saying like, well, I kind of like playing the game.
And Rob goes,
okay.
So you like it. You like the drama. And she goes, you know, I have to feel. It's like when I have feelings, I feel alive. And Rob goes, so you like to feel hurt? And she goes, yes, it's love is a game. It's like who wins? It's great. Like a chess. You like to play? Do you like to play?
So is this, after she says this, is this what makes you think that she's in on this the entire time? Okay.
No, I think she's been in on it the entire time. We've seen so much evidence in the past of people screenshotting her DMs like, I will pay you to be my boyfriend on this show.
It's just so weird because we know that what Natalie wants, well, I mean, maybe we don't know. Now I'm questioning reality. We've known that Natalie has wanted a family and that she's like up against some invisible clock that she has put on herself. So like, why is she wasting her time?
Because she's actually trying to find a real boyfriend in real time, but continuing to get paid by this show.
Or maybe her real want is to be on TV.
Right. She's an actress and a real good one we've seen.
Yeah.
So Sophie goes, regarding the chess comment, Sophie goes, this is not a game. This is serious therapy. Like we're all here for serious therapy. And Jasmine goes, marriage is not a game. This is some serious shit.
Okay, Jasmine, sit down.
But they're all actually like married, you know?
Yeah.
And Jasmine says, they're not really interested in therapy and we don't want them here. This therapy should be for people who are still trying. It's a waste of time. Time is priceless right now. Some of these marriages aren't going to end up on the best terms.
Do you think they're going to get voted off the island?
I hope so, because, you know, in the new promos, Josh is not in the picture.
I know.
Which is weird that Natalie would still be in the picture. Do they decide she's so fucked up she needs to just be here? We're going to put her with Sarah?
Well, I think that she is a ratings get. Yeah. So you leave her in the promotional materials.
Yeah.
But Josh is such a D-bag that you take him out.
I hope they get voted off the island. I really, really do.
I mean, that would add a whole new aspect to the game that I would enjoy.
Yeah. And so Natalie goes, what are we talking about me? Let's talk about somebody else. And Jasmine goes, I don't want to open up in front of you anymore because you're not here for serious therapy. I'm not comfortable with you. And Josh goes, okay, let's go. Let's go. Come on, potato face. Let's get out of here. They can't open up if we're here. So let's go. And she's
okay. He's doing the passive aggressive, like, oh, let's let the little people open up. Let's go away. Yeah. Fuck off.
And the talking head, Rob goes, yeah, I don't know. Like Natalie being calm and walking away is scarier than her blowing up. And Sophie goes, yeah, it's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Josh and Natalie walk off laughing. And she's like, okay, love is in the air. Cool. Do I have something on my teeth? Do I
Mm-hmm.
have something on my face? And Sophie goes, she's insane. And Ari goes, I don't want her to feel like we're piling up on her, but I just can't take any more drama.
Mm.
So they're like, what do we do about this fire? And Benny goes, everybody go to bed. I'm going to put it out. I was in the circus one time. And Jasmine goes, I'm going to go hang out with Julia for a bit. And she's like, Gino, do you care? I'll be in there later. I'm going to hang out with Julia. And Julia's like, can she hang out with me? And Gino's like, fine. Why the fuck would Gino care?
I have no idea.
That was weird.
Yeah.
So we get a bunch of quick clips. Okay. Ari, and Benny, Benny's like, no, I'm going to be over here. She was like, it's cold. Will you cuddle with me? He's like, no.
She's like, are you kidding me? He's like, good night.
Yeah. He's like, good night. I don't care. Put on some extra layers. Josh is plucking potato off of Natalie's face and they're cuddling.
They're cuddling and they're like laughing and stuff.
That was like, okay, these two are in fact just fuck buddies.
Maybe.
Jasmine talks to Julia and Jasmine says, I haven't seen Brandon like that. He really seems sad. And Julia goes, he empty. I'm giving him space. Now she has no sleeping bag.
Mm-mm.
So I was like, she's just like, I'm from Ukraine. I'm going to go Russia. I'm just going to sleep
she's just going to lay on the floor.
Just lay on the hard floor with burnt potato. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So the next morning there are donkeys around.
Horny donkeys, apparently.
I don't know why they're horny, but there's donkeys around, and they're like Jasmine and Gino are laughing in their tent.
Didn't Jasmine say they were horny, or did I fever dream that?
No, somebody said they were horny.
Okay, all right.
They're but Jasmine and Gino were kind of laughing about the donkeys.
Yes.
But we noticed the wall of suitcases between them.
Yeah, they talk about that in between the sheets, and Jasmine says, Gino put this wall between us. Gino says, well, Jasmine could have broken down the wall if she wanted to. I guess she doesn't want to. Wow.
Yeah, no. So Jasmine's like, oh my God, I had such a restless night. There's so many weird noises and external factors. And they joke about Gino farting because they love to talk about that stuff.
Another thing that happened that I loved was Florian played a prank on Stacy with a scorpion. Did you see that on Between the Sheets?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so great. First of all, two things. Florian gets up in the middle of the night. He's like, I got to go pee. And she's like, no, Flo, no, don't go, Flo, don't go. And he's like, I go pee. You be okay. I'll be right back. So he goes. And she's like me, like she can't get up. She has to like do several times to get herself up.
The rocking motion to get herself up. Yeah.
Yes. So she finally like hoists herself up and she's like looking on the tent. She's like, Flo, where are you? And she sees the scorpion. She's like, ah! She like loses her shit. It's so great.
She jumps backwards, rolls herself into a sleeping bag like a burrito. Yeah.
Loved it.
So, okay, Natalie and Josh are like, he's like, oh God, it's hot. So I guess it must be like super hot when they wake up and then cold when they go to sleep. I'm just like, go back to the hotel, get the AC set on 70 and live your life.
Yes.
So Sarah, why is she still there? Sarah goes to get Brandon and Julia to like have a one-on-one session. And then Josh says, Natalie was tossing and turning all night. And like, I was hot and I don't sleep well. Like she's touching me. Rob says, I love the camping side. I love nature. Did you see somebody posted recently that Rob is on Hinge and one of the things he says he loves is nature?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob says he loves the camping side of it, but Sophie is like being super weird and pissed off this morning. I have no idea why. Could have been because my phone screen was keeping her awake all night with all the sexting I was doing.
Could have been.
And Stacy comes up and goes, yeah, I woke up not feeling good, but I zhuzhed myself up. Here I am. Sassy Stacy. Let's go.
Full spandex outfit.
Let's go.
Full spandex.
Florian, he's entertained by her. He looks up, he's like, yeah, there she is.
Oh, Stacy.
Oh, Stace. So then Jasmine goes to talk to Sophie and she says, Sophie says, it's a lot happening with Rob and no one sees it because he's been nice to everyone. But basically, I saw on his phone, he's been online cheating. He's been texting the whole time we've been here. He's not taking it seriously. Like all that shit I left him over, he's still doing it. And then I found this. She says it to Jasmine on the phone. And she goes, he's not trying to be with me. And Jasmine's like, what? Does this crazy
I know.
face.
And it's something like, he's like, are you down for adventure?
He says, "You're down to be adventurous? Let's
Yeah.
explore."
Yeah.
And Jasmine's like, "Fucking asshole." Now,
Mm-hmm.
explain what happened on Between the Sheets about this.
I don't have it.
You don't have it?
I don't have it.
All right, I'll explain it.
I think he was saying that. Go ahead. You explain it, and I
Well,
can fill in.
first of all, he goes, "You know what? That's the day that I said I don't fuck with Jasmine. This is my marriage she's messing with."
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
He's all angry. He's all pissed off at Jasmine because Jasmine revealed what happened.
Excuse me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine went up to say, "Sophie, are you okay?"
Yeah.
And Sophie says, "Look, he's been doing this the whole time we've been here, and you guys just don't know about it because he's nice to everybody's face. And this morning I found this." So I think Sophie has known the entire time that he's doing this. She was like,
Yeah.
"We're in therapy," and he's looking down at his phone, like literally texting with bitches.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't write down what he found between the sheets. Was it just he was denying it?
Oh, he's like, this is the day I knew I don't fuck with Jasmine. I was like,
Okay.
what?
Okay.
But what Jasmine said was that when she saw all the text, it was tons of texts to different girls.
Yes.
It's not a man that's married. It's a man that's single. She goes, not one particular thing was bad, but it was fishing.
And
it's
the
like,
amount of it.
It's I'm going to put out a bunch of different lines till I catch a fish. So it's like a single guy.
Which ironically is exactly what Josh did to Sophie. And if you remember, Rob was like, "Oh, you're fishing. You're fishing." Like he immediately identified the behavior because he's doing it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And that's exactly what happened. And so Jasmine explaining it, like it wasn't like one girl that he's like, "You're my girlfriend. I'm in love with you. I can't wait to see." It wasn't like that. It was more just like anybody that DM'd him. He was writing back, "Well, you look good. You're adventurous. Let's explore." He was doing fishing. She's like, he's fishing until he's going to get probably a local hit or whatever. Okay. Yeah. Next time on, Sarah talks to Brandon and Julia and asks, "Is it possible to move forward?" And he says, "The only safe space I have is Julia. Yeah. And now I feel like I want to push you away." And he cries. And that was real.
I kind of feel like they're the Asuelu and Kalani of the season. Like they are, this is true for them, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Kalani just posted a picture of like 2 years with her new guy and a picture of their baby.
Yeah.
And a picture of that guy with her sons.
Yeah.
Yep. So Sophie says to Rob in front of the group, again, why is he blaming Jasmine? I don't know. But Sophie says to Rob in front of the group, "It's been very difficult for me in my marriage with Rob. And you've done so much fucked up shit to me. And I've kept it to myself because I do care about you. But you was cheating." And he stands up very mad.
Loses his mind.
Stands up very mad and says, "Let's be very fucking clear. You want to use that shit? You want to put me in the corner? I'm fucking done."
Yeah, nobody puts Rob in the corner.
Nobody puts baby in the corner. And he's storming off. "Oh, fuck off." He's running off to the desert like he does. And he turns around and goes, "You know you had a fucking real one."
Okay, sure.
Okay. Natalie is hysterically yelling at Josh, saying, guys, I want you all to hear. Say what you say. Say what you say." And he goes, I didn't say anything. I said, I just don't want to be touched." And she's like, "Don't open your mouth about my body. How could you do this to me? Don't fucking open your mouth about my body."
Yeah, what happened?
I think he was hot and she was trying to snuggle and he's like, "Please don't touch me. Like, I'm so hot. Like, I don't want your sticky body on my sticky body."
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's a good theory.
Yeah. And I think he's just like, I'm sweating. And when she starts, it's like, "You tell everybody what you say." And he goes, "Okay, here we go."
Okay.
He literally goes, "Here we go.
Here we go."
He's standing over by a production van like, "Bass." I'm on bass.
Yes.
That's what he does.
Yes.
Because that's what we do sometimes with the dogs. So the dogs are chasing each other around and one of them gets a little aggressive. One of them will go and jump on the back of the couch. And every time we're like, "Bass." I'm on bass.
I haven't thought about that in years. Yes.
You know how you do that when you play games.
Yeah.
Like, I've got one hand on bass.
Yeah.
So he's over on bass and she's still like, don't talk about my body." And he's like, "What?" And as she's yelling, "Don't talk about my body," Benny is standing next to her like, "It's okay. Calm down, crazy pants." And Florian walks up and he's just smiling. All you can see is those teeth.
Florian.
He's like, oh no, what Natalie say now? So now we see Ari is crying. And
Mhm.
Sarah says, are you okay? And this is after the Sophie and Rob thing. And she says, no,
No.
this is very traumatic for me because everything
Mm.
Sophie is going through, I've been through. Ari, girl,
And nobody cares.
nobody cares. Ari's inner talking head says, I don't know why everybody can see that Rob treats Sophie so poorly, but they can't see that Benny treats me the exact same way and nobody cares. I can't do it. And she walks off.
I think it's because of you, Ari. I think it's just the whole Ari of it all.
And I feel bad for Ari
I do
again
too. I
because
do
she's
too.
been treated so bad by
But
this
she's not
guy.
in the hearts and minds of people because I don't know. She just isn't. I don't know what she's doing wrong.
I don't either.
Mm-mm.
So Jasmine says to Gino, they're in the room, and she says, with the hypnotherapies, I don't think that's what you were going to say because I know you. That's not what you were apologizing for. So what was it? Will you tell me? And he says, all right, I'll tell you. And he starts crying, and it's the second set of real tears we saw on the show because it was Brandon and then him. It's not a Jasmine school of drama. Real tears. Gino had an emotion. He has a tear. What's it going to be? Prediction.
So here's what I think. I think Gino and Jasmine have come on to Last Resort knowing that they're breaking up and that
they're already broken up.
Yeah, they wanted to squeeze one last season out of this because in real time, Jasmine is with someone else and pregnant with their child.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Which I believe and you don't. Right? You didn't believe? I believed.
I don't know what I believe. I got to tell you the truth. I don't know.
So I think that they're staging the breakup, the final breakup. So I don't know what Gino is going to say. I think it's going to be, I cheated on you. Maybe he's going to say it was about me sending your nudes to my ex-girlfriend and I just couldn't talk about it because I'm so emotional. I don't know.
All of that stuff is still is online with Jasmine just horribly berating this girl.
Yes.
That Gino gave the nudes to. And the girl says, I never sent them anywhere or posted them anywhere. He sent them to me to make me jealous. And she's like, you're ugly. You're a whore. You're a bitch. You're disgusting. You're fat. You're old. Look at your wrinkles. You have gray hair. I mean, when I tell you, she's like, you have that one ugly toenail. I saw that on your left ear was slightly disfigured. When I tell you, she rips this girl from head to toe. With literally this girl's like, all I did was receive these pictures and it's not my fault. Like, I have a good day. Good day, sir. I don't know you.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That girl has been all over online too. But the word is that someone on Reddit or whatever was at a restaurant. Gina was there with a brunette loudly talking about what's going to happen at this reunion.
Ooh.
Did you not see this?
No.
Oh, this woman was like, I was at the table. Like, I see him around town. And I have in the past seen Jasmine quite a bit and seen them together. But he was at a table with a different brunette, loudly telling all about what happened at the reunion, that Jasmine walks onto the stage with the new boo pregnant and that she and Florian have practically have a fist fight.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
She and Florian have a screaming match over it because he's like, come on, Gino. I don't know. Okay. I don't know what Florian says. That's Florian's line. Come on, Gino.
Well, because she come in hot, and so he make fucking nightmare.
He make fucking nightmare. You come at me bad, I make fucking nightmare. Can you imagine being up into club, having a great time, and you're up into club, and you're up into club, okay, and you got your drink, and you're like, and you just sort of, and you bump Florian.
Oh God. Hey man, what you doing, man? I make fucking nightmare.
You fucking bitch whore. How dare you be touching me? Do you know I'm on TLC? I'm a movie star.
I'll go get Stacy. Stacy.
For example, Stacy not here. She at home.
That's right. That's right.
It is pretty funny that when we first met Florian, he was really sort of never drank at all and wasn't a drinker and really didn't like when Darcy and Stacy got all crunk.
He didn't like the partying.
But now he's like, what you want me to say, Gino? I live in Miami, for example. Like, you have to go out. You know what I mean?
He's into it.
He's into it. I'm I'm into him. So there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
And he's into me, apparently. Hard eyes, never forget.
He's in her
All
DMs.
right. So my notes here are ask Mark about Temptation Island, how it's going to drop on Netflix. And we started the recap at about minute 15, and we're at minute 1 hour and 23. So
Okay. All right.
we did it.
We did it. Done.
Everybody, if you're listening to this on the free feed, because this is going to be on the free feed on Tuesday, because I won't have an episode with Kimberly because of the Super Bowl, you could join Pink Shade Prime. It's $5 a month. $5 a month is like 10 cents a day. I don't know.
Not bad.
It's not bad. $5 a month. You can get this episode every Friday. And Amy and I were pretty funny.
I think so.
We're good friends and we're funny.
Yeah. Yes. Check and check.
Okay. That's it.
Okay.
And you got a new computer. That's all you need to know. Yeah.
I did.
Everybody, that's it. And thanks for joining us. And what's coming up on the pod this week is Monday will be Love After Lockup Crime Story. Tuesday on the free feed will be this episode here. And then next week I've got our mutual buddy, Ryan Bailey's coming on to talk Pop and Bravo.
So you're doing Crime Story on the free feed, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because I'm gonna send everybody over to you because we're not covering it. So
you're not covering it at all.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to cover it on the free feed because it's replacing Love After Lockup on Mondays for about a month. And then we're going into
Love After,
the OG, Love After Lockup.
We'll cover that, but we're not covering Crime Story. That's you and Keisha. We got to listen to you and Keisha.
It'll be on Mondays, everybody.
Okay.
We'll have it on video as per usual because I've decided that Keisha and I are always going to do video. And I don't know why I decided that because I got to put mascara on Mondays. Okay, everybody. That's it. See ya, Amy.
Bye.
Bye. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.